do we see in creation enough evidence that God could say that we're without an excuse in regards to his existence?
Yeah, I could say that.
You agree with that, Josh? How about you, Mira? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So the evidence that we see is a testimony to God's existence, correct?
Yeah.
Cool.
I would say yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. How about you, Sarah? Do you think there is enough revealed truth through creation?
I mean, I would say that's a true statement. I don't know how that will work itself out on, Judgment Day, but I would say that it's true.
Do you think when we look at the created world around us, the trees, the blue sky, the four seasons, how plants populate themselves and things like that in regards to, like, there's a plant, for example, that creates a little helicopter seed, it knows aerodynamics and floats down. Have you ever seen those things?
Sure.
They're awesome. So looking at the created world, is it fair for God to say that man is without an excuse in regards to his existence?
One can take the existence of God to be a fact or not, and whether it is or is not is, a given. It's one or the other. There's no way for us to truly know, and so looking at it from that point of view, you have two scenarios: a world in which God created everything and it's beautiful, or a world in which everything happened in one giant cosmic accident and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to agree with Jorge in some respects that the premises of the question kind of are set up in a way that, you have these kind of two choices, and, there's not a lot of wiggle room in between. When you're asking questions of that magnitude, it's probably, a better idea to sort of take into account there's so much going on in that regard that, you kind of have to have a more open-ended discussion and that kind of thing. Like, for example, is there a God? Who believes in God? Why do they believe in God? What kinds of gods do they believe in?
Sure.
Was that God involved in the creation of the universe? Was that God, show up and make stuff and then go away? Is that God actively influencing things as we speak, or is there a God at all? So, I feel like you kind of back up a little bit, ask some more questions, and then maybe you get to sort of back to that question.
So you're saying the compelling evidence that I quickly presented, right, because in one sense, God is saying that man is without an excuse in regards to my existence, okay? He's saying it's elementary. It's an elementary thing. Due to the complexity of the created world, it's very just elementary and basic that there is a creator God. That's what he's saying. And you're saying that he can't say that. You're saying that there's other options out there. Do you follow what I'm saying?
You have to look at what elementary means. Does that mean that, that's an established, like, is that self-evident elementary, or is it elementary because we spent years, studying the environment, studying the world, trying to study the universe. So the question is, what is elementary? Is it elementary because we can see it, or is it elementary because we've already established it through scientific investigation? And I'd say that if it's something, it's not elementary in the latter option because there is no scientific evidence for God, and scientific evidence ultimately produces results in solving problems in a lot of ways, improving healthcare, improving living standards for people.